Just an update. I may not be available during one of the 3 days that I have actually stated I would. Every week, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, one of those days may wind up being missed for a break. Today I'll be doing Wednesday, but there will not be one on Friday. Just so you guys know. Now, next week, I think I'll be taking Wednesday off, so next week it'll be Monday and Friday. With that out of the way, we have Chapter 10 of Equestria Human Spirit, A Look into the Past. Silence immediately fell when Celestia explained that another human had actually lived here a long time ago, when she and Luna were only fillies. I couldn't believe that a human actually came here to Equestria before me. That explained why many ponies around here believed that humans were only a myth and a legend in this world, and how Celestia and Luna knew about my race. Wait, whoa, back up. You mean to tell me that a human actually came here before me? I asked in shock. Celestia nodded. Yes, he was one of the most kind-hearted humans that Luna and I had ever met. He was the guardian of Equestria and the best around. What happened to him? I asked. Celestia and Luna frowned a little, but Celestia spoke. He made the ultimate sacrifice and saved us all and all of Equestria, Celestia said. What do you mean? I asked. I believe it's better to show you, Luna suggested. Show me? How? I asked. Me and Luna have a memory spell that allows us to tap into our memories or into others, Celestia explained. Oh, that's a very handy spell, I said, smiling, then getting serious. Okay, go ahead and show me what you know. The princesses nodded and their horns glowed brightly and swallowed us up. Year 13, 2002 years ago. I slowly opened my eyes after the light died down. I looked around and saw me and the others in a garden. Canterlot looked pretty much, for lack of better terms, young. I then heard the sound of 2 fillies giggling, and we turned around. In the open part of the garden, 2 young fillies, one with a light white dress with a colorful mane, along with another filly who had rich light blue hair and a light blue dress, was being chased by a human. He had white hair, wore thin gold armor with a hint of white stripes on the sides, has a pair of folded up wings that were covered in gold pieces of armor, and had a mixture of green and purple eyes. Come here, you little rascals, the boy shouted while chuckling, trying to catch the fillies. You can't catch us, John, the white filly taunted while giggling. Are those fillies you and Luna, Celestia? I asked the Sun Princess. Celestia nodded, and yes, this is the time when me and Luna were fillies. The young man is John Flame. He was the guardian of Equestria. I looked back at the 2 fillies and smiled. Well, you 2 look so adorable as fillies. I looked at the 2, who were once again blushing a little. Luna smiled. You really are a flatterer, Daniel. I chuckled lightly while scratching my head. I try. Gotcha! I looked back and saw John with both fillies in his arms and was smirking in a playful, evil way. You 2 have been naughty little fillies. You know what happens when you behave like this when your mommy and daddy leave me in charge of you 2? He said in a playful way. Little Celestia and Luna went wide-eyed. No, anything but that, the 2 shouted while struggling in his grip. John chuckled. Sorry, time to give you 2 your punishments. He gently placed the 2 on the ground, making them look up at him. Tickle time! He lunged his fingers into the fillies, and the 2 started laughing uncontrollably. No! John, stop! We promise we'll be good! They both said in unison. The fillies all both laughing while tears went down their eyes. I summarized it because it was kind of the same. John chuckled and stopped tickling the 2 fillies, letting them take in fresh air. The 2 sat up while giggling a little from their little punishment. After they stopped giggling, they then lunged at John and gave him a huge hug. We're glad you came to Equestria, John, filly Celestia said, hugging John tight. You're the best full sitter ever, filly Luna said, snuggling into John's arm. John smiled warmly while a tear ran down his cheek and hugged the 2 fillies. I'm glad I came here as well. I'm happy to have met you two and your parents. I smiled warmly at the scene, while I felt a tear of my own leak from my eye. This was a sight to behold. I never knew Celestia and Luna had such a bond with them. I looked at the two princesses, and they had tears leaking from their eyes from the moment they were seeing. "John, time to bring the girls back inside," called out a female voice. "Coming," John called back. He grabbed the two fillies and carried them into the castle. Celestia and the rest of us followed suit into the castle. Celestia, I've been meaning to ask, what kind of pony are you, Luna and Cadence? I asked. We are alicorns, the rarest ponies around. Whoever becomes an alicorn symbolizes the pony as royalty, Celestia explained. As we got into the throne room, two large alicorns were sitting on the thrones. The first alicorn was a mare. She had a flowing, burning gold mane and tail that blended with a hint of purple at the end, while sparkling a little like the stars. Her eyes were also burning gold as well. She wore a golden dress with light purple streaks, had sparkling purple shoes, a large golden crown, and had some kind of swirling blazing sun cutie mark with sparkles on it. The other alicorn was a stallion. He was completely dark, but sparkled like the night with amazing stars. His mane and tail looked pretty messy while it moved like it was on fire, but with deep, rich purple, rivalry to rarities colored mane. He wore a black suit that had a dark gray armored chest plate with a purple opal in the center. He wore a dark gray crown completed with small purple opals on each side and the center. His cutie mark was a large star with a full moon on the side of it. Is that? I started. Yes, that's the king and queen, our mother and father. Our mother's name is Sunburn and our father's name is Black Knight, Luna finished. Wow, I said in awe. The queen smiled at the human. I see you had a good time with my little princesses. John smiled. I did. They can be a handful. Black Knight chuckled. Knowing them, they love playing around, especially with you. Come on, John, let's play some more, Filly Luna cheerfully said, taking his upper shirt. Playtime will have to wait for tomorrow. I did it again, just like last reading. It's a female, not a male, that is currently doing this, so... Person who commented in the last video, shout out to you. Just so you know, I do these narrations without prior reading because it makes it a lot more fun for those who get to actually listen into the audio. At least for some funny moments. And just like now, I messed up again. Whoops! Playtime will have to wait for tomorrow. Right now, it's the time for the two of you to get some sleep, Sunbird said to the young ones. Aww, they whined. Can we stay up just 5 more minutes? Really, Celestia asked, giving her mom the puppy eye look. Pretty please, Filly Luna begged, giving them the puppy look as well. Sunburn and Black Knight laughed a little. No, all right. Only 5 more minutes, Black Knight said. Yay! The two fillies cheered while clinging on to John tightly. What did you two get me into? He joked, causing all of them to laugh. All my life, I've never seen such a happy moment before. This warm feeling seeing Celestia and Luna bond with their parents and John brings up memories of my mother and grandfather up. Ah, good times. I smiled warmly and looked up at the two rulers. You two had such amazing parents, Celestia smiled warmly at me. They were, and we loved them from the bottom of our hearts. Though we need to go deeper into this so I can get the answers I need, I said in a low but serious tone. The princesses nodded and we were once again engulfed in the bright light. Year 14, 2001 years ago. The light faded and we were now standing on the balcony where the moon and stars shine brightly in the night. We saw John standing on the balcony looking up at the stars, lost in deep thought. John, we looked back and saw Queen Sunburn walking up to him with a black sheath with a sword in it. Strangely, the sheath looks exactly like mine. Sunburn, I thought you were in bed sleeping, John said with a little surprise. I know, but I came down here to give you this. She held the sheathed sword and John took it. What is this? John asked. That is the end of Chapter 10, Part 1. As much as you guys want me to do full-on chapter segments, I will have to cut them short because I do have a life. I am pretty busy.
but the fact that I'm making time for these is kind of showing how much I care about you guys. Anyways, once again, you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you Monday.